You've heard John 3:16, maybe it was in church and maybe painted on a cardboard sign at a football game. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Beautiful words. But here's the problem. That phrase, only begotten son, is not the best way to say what John actually wrote. In the original Greek, the word is monogenes. Break it apart with me. Monos, one, single, alone. Genos, kind, category, type. This isn't about being begotten in the sense of being born or created. That's another Greek word entirely, genao. Monogenes means the one-of-a-kind son, the unique son, the son who stands alone in all existence. Now, why does that matter? Because in Scripture, there are many who are called sons of God. In Genesis 6, the sons of God, heavenly beings created by God, saw the daughters of men and rebelled. They left their rightful place, took human wives, and their union produced the Nephilim, giants, warriors, and destroyers. These sons of God were part of God's divine court once, but they turned traitor. Their rebellion was aimed at something, to corrupt the human bloodline, to prevent the Messiah from coming.
I'm just trying to enlighten mankind, and you just think you know God. Okay, Joe, that's an impressive Greek flex you did right there. Monogenes. Sounds like a probiotic, but let's not pretend you cracked the Da Vinci Code. First off, unique, only begotten, tomato, tomato. Your one-of-a-kind spin is cute, but language is slippery. Ancient readers weren't passing prefixes on TikTok. They heard Son of God and put Jesus in the same bucket as the usual holy men, kings, miracle peddlers. Look around the ancient world. I had that genre saturated. And this Genesis 6 detour? Come on. Sons of God. You want angels, sure, but plenty of scholars call them human rulers. Princes gone wild, no wings required. Either way, it's not your silver bullet. If there were lots of sons, then your little unique son slogan is just branding. Ever heard of branding, Joe? You have a few sponsors. You keep selling this idea that monogenes means cosmic snowflake can't be copied. Meanwhile, the text itself keeps calling other people sons of God. Israel is God's son. Adam is God's son. Believers are called children of God. So, which is it? Exclusive club with one member or VIP lounge with a surprisingly flexible guest list?
Adam is called a son of God in Luke 3:38. Israel is called God's firstborn son in Exodus 4:22. Believers are called children of God in John 1:12. Angels are called sons of God in Job 38. But none of them are monogenes. Jesus is not just one more member in the category of sons of God. His sonship is unlike theirs in every way. His relationship to the Father is eternal, divine, and unshared. He doesn't become the Son, he is the Son from eternity past. That's the power of monogenes. It separates Jesus from Adam, from angels, from Israel, from us. The rebellious sons of God in Genesis 6 took what wasn't theirs, and they brought death. The monogenes son in John 3:16 gave what was his by right, and he brought life.
Folks, here's the magic trick. You preach uniqueness while the documents keep multiplying sons. Then you wave your Greek wand and say, no, this one's different. Convenient. And let's not get precious about John 3:16 like it dropped from the sky on a silk pillow. You've got manuscripts, translations, committees, layers and layers of people arguing about words. One generation says only begotten, next generation says one and only. Some joker will say one-off son soon and sell a devotional. Translation drift isn't proof of your doctrine. It's daylight for mine. Doubt loves daylight. You also tossed out that Genesis 6 was a sabotage to stop the Messiah narrative. Fun story. Ever noticed how every culture, mine included, already had dying and rising hero templates? Kings who ascend, gods who return, miraculous births like confetti? You're not seeing uniqueness. You're seeing pattern recognition with a halo filter. Take off the filter, and it's all the same outline. Special guy, special powers, special ending. Audiences eat that up. And this bit where you say I can imitate, corrupt, hybridize, but can't make another Jesus. Joe, I've never needed another Jesus. I need enough versions that the average listener shrugs and says, who can know?
Those ancient beings could imitate, corrupt, hybridize, but they could never produce another like him. They could flood the earth with violence, but they could never drown out the voice of the unique Son, And when John writes, God so loved the world that he gave his Monogenes son, it's not just sentimental, it's a declaration of war. It's God saying, the enemy tried to twist my creation. They tried to erase my promise. They tried to pollute the line from which the Redeemer would come. But I am sending the one they cannot touch, my unique, incomparable Son. This is why John 3:16 doesn't just float above the Old Testament. It stands in direct answer to it. Genesis 6 shows the rebellion of many sons. John 3:16 shows the victory of the one Son. And here's the good news. That same Son who stands alone in the universe, the one the enemy could never counterfeit, is the Son who laid down his life for you. Not an angel, not a prophet, not a hero made of earth and steel. The Monogenes, the one-of-a-kind Son of God. Eternal, divine, unstoppable. For God so loved the world that he gave his Monogenes Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. That is the verse the enemy wishes you'd never understand.
So now I'm the enemy, Joe. Flood the field, and the scoreboard doesn't matter. Confusion wins longer than truth trends. Monogenes sets him apart, you say. Cute. Meanwhile, Hebrews calls Isaac Monogenes, and Abraham had Ishmael. Oops, so even your prized word is flexible. Unique how? Depends on the narrative you're selling. Promised child, miracle child, chosen child. Pick a category and the word fits. That's not kryptonite, that's clay. And I'm excellent with clay. Let's poke the eternal Son angle while we're here. You say Jesus isn't made, he just is. Lovely metaphysics. But to the crowd, that sounds like theology class with no snacks. What they see is a human on a cross, a teacher with parables, a holy man with fans. And I can give them dozens of those, past, present, future, enough to file Jesus under inspiring spiritual leader and move on to shorts about cats playing keyboards.
Okay, first of all, that's exactly the kind of spin you're famous for. Load up the room with half-truths, toss in some scholarly name-dropping, and hope people forget to check the source. You say, unique, only begotten, tomato, tomato. No, man, words matter. Monogenes doesn't float between random meanings like some vibe word on Instagram. It has a root, a history, and a consistent meaning when you actually read the context. The fact that translators have tweaked it over centuries isn't proof it's up for grabs. It's proof that we've been trying to get the English to match the Greek better. And this sons of God numbers game you keep playing? Yeah, the Bible calls angels, Adam, Israel, even believers, sons of God. But here's the difference. Every single one of them is either created, adopted, or chosen. They all have a beginning. They all have sin or the capacity to sin. They're not eternal. They're not God. Jesus is the only Son whose existence doesn't depend on being made. He shares the Father's nature, not just his approval. That's not branding, and that's ontology. Now, the Genesis 6 thing, you'd love for people to think it's just kings acting up. Makes it sound like a political drama instead of a supernatural war. But that term, sons of God, in Job and other passages, makes it crystal clear it's divine beings. And the whole hybrid Nephilim mess? Yeah, that's not random mythology. That was an intentional move to corrupt the human bloodline before the Messiah could arrive, the unique Son. Your problem wasn't too many sons. Your problem was that none of them could replace him.
You want to talk power? You say John 3:16 is a war cry. I hear a slogan and I adore slogans. Put it on a mug, a bumper sticker, a foam finger at a game. Once something lives as merch, it dies as meaning. Hand me a truth and I'll turn it into a trend. Trends expire. Your verse gets sentimental, predictable, ignorable. That's not victory, Joe. That's inventory. And the God sent the unique Son you can't touch line. Buddy, I don't need to touch him. I just need to tilt the angle. Reframe uniques he was elitist. Oh, so God plays favorites. Reframe gift as coercion. Believe or perish. Yikes. Toxic. Reframe love as PR. Cosmic nepotism with a smile. You talk essence, I talk optics. Optics wins news cycles. Look, man, I respect the hustle. You did your homework, got the Greek right, good for you. But we're not arguing in a monastery, we're arguing on the internet. People don't chase etymologies, they chase vibes. And the vibe I sell is simple. Relax. All paths look the same from far enough away. You offer the sun. I offer a million suns. You promise clarity, I promise options. You say one of a kind. I whisper, why pick one? And here's the best part, Joe. Every time someone says, well, translations differ, scholars debate who really knows. They're not choosing me, they're choosing nothing. And nothing is my favorite idol. It never asks them to change. But hey, tell me again about monogenes. Maybe the fourth definition will really seal it.
You keep pointing to Isaac in Hebrews as monogenes like you've got a mic drop. But that's just the author using the word the same way I'm using it. Isaac was unique because he was the son of the promise, even though Abraham had other kids. The point is category, not head count. You just proved my point for me. The dying and rising hero trope? Yeah, I've seen that meme. You act like similarity means same source. Cultures everywhere have floods. But that doesn't mean Noah was plagiarized. People all over the world dream of rescue because deep down, they know they need it. Those stories are echoes, shadows of the real thing, not the original. You sell the shadow because if people ever saw the original, they'd stop buying the knockoffs. As for this, I don't need another Jesus. I just need enough versions to confuse people. Exactly. You just admitted you can't replicate him. All you can do is bury him in counterfeits and hope people stop looking. But here's the flaw. The real one doesn't fade. Every counterfeit eventually cracks. Every fake Messiah, fake movement, fake path to God, they all wear out because they're built on you, and you're finite. That eternal sun jab where you say it sounds boring, you know better. It sounds boring to people who've been trained to think small, but eternity is exactly why he's unique. It's why he's trustworthy. Everyone else dies. Everyone else gets replaced. He doesn't. Your merchant slogan bit about John 3:16, yeah, people slap it on mugs and bumper stickers, but that doesn't kill the meaning. It just spreads it. You want to talk optics? Fine. Optics change trends. Truth outlasts them. You've had thousands of years of PR spin, and Jesus still has more followers now than in the first century. That's a nightmare for your brand. Your God plays favorites, and toxic believe or perish reframes. Those are just you twisting love into control. If God was playing favorites, he wouldn't send his son to die for people who hated him. If it was coercion, he wouldn't give people the option to walk away. Love that gives everything and still leaves you free, that's not control. That's terrifying for you because it breaks your only leverage, fear. Bottom line, you can sell 1,000,000 sons all you want. You can whisper, why pick one until your voice is hoarse. But if the choice is between a knockoff that looks good for a season and the one son who's eternal, uncreated, incorruptible, there's no contest. You thrive on people saying, who really knows? But the second someone decides they want to know, and they start looking, really looking, all roads don't lead to Rome. They lead to him, and you can't spin him out of existence.